Hello, friends. Welcome to Speaking Tips with Ravi. In today's episode, I would like to talk about some tips when you are the keynote speaker. I just came from a conference where Joe Schmidt was this keynote speaker, and it was lively discussion. It was filled with experiences that really made the audience take some action. And there were some exercises. His keynote was 2 hours long. So, what's in it for me and what I can share with you? Number one, storytelling matters. In your keynote or when you are giving a presentation, your stories definitely matters. That is what makes you the unique individual, the unique person to give a keynote. Engage the audience. It's a 2 hour long presentation. You cannot keep speaking and keep your audience be always interested. So the way you do it is you divide your segments into audience participating, doing some group discussions, doing some exercises, and then share their experiences. I shared one of my experiences after a group discussion, which was about who will you put on the Mount Rushmore if you had to build your Mount Rushmore. So I talked about few individuals who really made an impact in my journey, in leadership journey. And I got a book from him, The Silent Impact. This was another way for him to share his experiences. If you are an author and if you are giving a presentation, a keynote where your book is part of that, that's one good way to promote it. I'd also say that there was a message. What impact do you make? So if you are a keynote speaker, you want to definitely have that message. Couple of other things I realized in that whole presentation is when you have videos, when you have technology that is going to support you, sometimes it can challenge you. In today's presentation, there were times when internet was not working. So be prepared. Sometimes internet issues may occur. Have local technology, for example, work from your hard drive, where the videos are not dependent on the bandwidth or the connection at the venue, but it is more dependent on you have better control. At another presentation today, where there's not a keynote, but it was an educational presentation, there were some technical issues. So how do you deal with that? For example, the presenter was playing the video, but there was no sound coming. So try to think about how do you handle these situations. Maybe carry with you some Bluetooth speakers or a small speakers. Carry something like an extra laptop, or make sure that one of your presenters has a laptop as a backup where you have your presentation loaded on that. There are so many things that goes on in the presentation. So it's always good to include those. Back to keynote speaker. One element that I always find in good keynote speakers is that they always have a moving motivational story. What's your story? How does that fit into a bigger presentation? Is your message clear enough? And does your personal story fit into that message? So everything you do as part of your keynote address is important. Practice it. Practice it a few times in front of the camera, in front of an audience. See what kind of reactions your audience has, which parts of your presentation your audience loves. Everything that is working in those practice sessions becomes part of your keynote speech. So, what's your keynote speech? What are things that I would love to hear from you? What would you like to share with the audience? Everything is trial and error through your different presentations. And even though I was looking at his polished, well rehearsed, well presented, he has done it in many places. But what are you going to do about that? I'm working on my keynote speech where I have about six ingredients, six stories. But in the end, it's one message. And my message is overcoming barriers. And the second keynote that I'm working on is forgiveness. So, whatever topic I choose, I need to have supporting stories, a message for the audience. Keynote address. Make sure you have personal stories, you have adequate preparation with technology, and what is the message for the audience. I'm sure when you start practicing, you will have a wonderful keynote speech. Until we meet again, back to you and best of luck.